60, like I was saying. Even though I got it right here, it's a real pain in the ass to jump from 4K 30 frames to 60 frames. And I think at the end of the day, no one cares. No one cares. It was just a goal that I tried. So I think I'm going to start looking for hardware that can do the green screen type stuff. And my plan is to run Chromecast with the live beach. There's somewhere out there, there's a live beach. I saw one of me doing one of those one day, and I thought, that was pretty cool. But I was trying to find one of those that could do 60. Oh shit! Hold on. So So, that sounds terrible. But, alright, so, I don't know if you can see with this other, but you'll see it here. Oh man, I should really stop the stream, because otherwise my file will probably become corrupt. And I've had that happen to me several times. Because I thought the shit was smarter than that. But obviously not. I ruined perfectly good days. So, we are going to shut down the stream. Oh wait, hold on, yo. I do have this hooked up different now, so... Like I said, I have a different stream, and when I'm not streaming, you'll see me play the recent days of anything that's good. So like the freestyles. Well, what I have been playing there isn't gone through, and those... Yeah, man. I need to, it's hot in here. Oh. Try to look like a gangster at all times until, I get back into my push-ups. Alright, so, luckily we're all on hardware. Oh, never mind. Yo, I keep on forgetting. I'm stupid as shit. So anyway, how I have this set up is, if you guys can see my box here, we have one of those machines. This is the 4K version on eBay that you can buy. It's does the full 4K 60 frames, and I did hook it up to a scaler to see how well my stuff would do on it, so it actually upscales it to 4K 60 frames for me without, run on lower stuff. So anyway, you can smoke this J, this bowl over here. So like I said, this is peppermint tobacco. I know you're laughing at me, but it's real good. You should try it sometime. Smells taste like real peppermint. I'm not a fan of peppermint, but so yeah. So on my machine here, I'm just gonna tell you about my machine. It hangs here because I got an upgraded CPU, but the fan pins. Oh shit. Fan pins, you know. But this thing's beefed out. Look at it. It's got 65 gigabytes. And I think 8 like cores and 16 hyperthreads. But this new one I'm looking at is a all PCI 4 bus. And it's like a server ports and the Dell H830 card. Real good. You know, real good. It's a real nice card. It's got, I think, 2 gigabytes of onboard cache. That's good. But I outgrew the cache. And that's the part where I'm having an issue with. The card's great. It's just not enough cache. So I had to find a new card that has that. I found one from LSI. I already got the drives. I got 4 SSD Enterprise, 12 gigabit per second for heavy writes. Forget the exact name, but I got 4 of them, 400 gigabytes apiece. Not really here for speed. I kind of am, but I'm just here for more consistency of, I don't mind if it's slow, sluggish, but I just need it to always work quickly. So what this will do is I have now 1.5 terabytes. I have those 4 drives connected on Primo Cache, used as the caching drives, set as like maximum, and it basically does the same thing, but it's just much slower and an inconvenient way of doing it. So it's like, okay, I need to achieve the results I'm supposed to. So using the blah 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 blah, all of that shit. So it should be the speed of an SSD is what I heard. I'm going to trade all of this for everything, Everything ran by the RAID controller, and it's quite a bit. Everything else is ran by SSD. We even got some new SSD drives here, 4 terabyte SSD drives. It's used as a backup, and that one's almost full. So our only bottleneck would be the SATA 3 controller. And I even got a few NVMe cards in there. So the thing that really speeds it up, though, is Primo Cache. If you got a lot of RAM, Primo Cache is great, I think, if used as a memory controller. And the motherboard that had PCI 4, because it's way faster than anything out there. But this time, and this machine will turn into like a VMware machine. It'd be nice if the other one could be a VMware machine and me not notice it. That'd be ultra sweet. Anyway, let's focus. So let's open up our tunes here so we can continue what we're doing. and I'll start that other stream up. We got, oh man, like an hour and 45 minutes. So I want to mix. I want to do some mixing. And, this mixing will basically, I don't know if it will tell how I feel, because usually I'm pretty good at disguising that. When I was going through my suicidal stage last week in the background while we listen. So these are days like today, acapellas. Damn, I can't wait to get my pop filter, man. It's coming tomorrow. So it's days like today because it's... Damn, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the acapellas are day like today. So I think I'm going to play, my own beats behind it, because now I'm getting some like your videos blocked because it's owned by someone else. I really hate those, and it was not a big deal because usually I just delete it. And but I never got those when I played mine. My videos were never blocked. I had the freedom, and I say I don't think I am privileged here in any way. So if you replace me with you is how many times I play my own music on, your own channel. Because like when I say it's free, however, we are too big to fail now, and we are now required to obey the law, so that's how it works. And little sites, they don't have to pay royalties. And I'm talking like Twitter. Twitter's even not big enough. Maybe so, because didn't Amazon buy them now or something? Maybe they're just affiliated with Amazon. I'm not sure. But the way how royalties work, and I'm surprised I was getting, my video blocked by Drake. Because it's like, they must be following some other system or idea set of streaming. Because eventually it's going to end up on YouTube or Facebook, right? If you're anything good, it's going to end up on those two sites, and those two sites are the only things that count. I don't care about FTP sites or those little, blogs. I don't give a shit. I really don't, because it's like you're a relay of revenue. The more these get out in people's playlists, and by also offering them free, I was searching on. I just love the whole idea of this. I love it. It's worth the pain, and I get so much enjoyment out of it. And I realized I had a problem because I couldn't keep anything. So that's when I started making albums, and the first few were pretty shitty. Pretty basic, a minute a piece. We didn't know too much. That was our very first. Yeah, you could judge me on that, but there's progress being made here. And we're all the way up to 27, I believe. I have 28 here, but it's not released. It's not submitted to CD Baby because I'm not fully happy with it. I believe we just deleted a track from CJ028 just the other day. So I like to wait a bit now. I don't mind producing a lot at one time, but I like to wait now. Sometimes up to 6 months that of constant listening before the CD is full of 50 tracks. And there's always backups, which is easy because shit going on, and they are little tiny files. They can usually be identified real simple, like these I said were just freshly cut last night. So if they were, let's go back to all of them right here. And our goal is to find like the breaths, because the breaths aren't very loud to begin with. So when we look at the numbers, once we do the figures here, all of those loud figures is telling us that those are files that we need to be suspicious. Just because we're trying to keep our whole library clean, and we have a lot of files to work with. And instead of constantly listening to it, because I love using this player as a player for and my goal now is to combine those and start over and slice those up the way we're doing it now. Instead of 30-second slices, we're slicing it up at the word or vowel, because it slices it when the silence is at near zero. Does that make sense? So in here, we got stuff that will tell us what it is. So we got the dynamic range. And this is the same stuff that YouTube and all of those other places use to grade your piece, your video even, to, how loud is it? The loudness wars going on since the turn of the century, 2000 or so, at least. But right in the beginning, that's when everyone had access to these kind of programs as Windows and Macintosh became more popular. I forgot what I'm talking about. Like 10 hours or 8 hours or so. So here we go. These numbers, I'm usually using this, so I probably should use this over here. This is my editing, deleting. That one's my player, so I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So let me go over here. And we'll try to get rid of some of these because it will make an instant change. That's what we're doing now. I'm not trying to waste your time. I'm high. I took 4 of those. I'm going to work off our NVMe cache. It's a 256 gigabit. But I found out I have it hooked up going through the chipset. I've learned a lot, man. And even in my old age, because this is what I used to do. I used to be a person who fixed PCs and, yada yada. A very smart individual. Still consider myself smart, but more humble. Like, I don't go around saying, I'm smarter than you. I like to be reserved in what I know nowadays. Starting out, it pissed me off, and all I wanted to do was expose the information. Or maybe you just didn't find them. So that's probably the deal. So sorry, I keep repeating myself. Going over, but we got problems here on my machine, and I think I found one. This one's to generate image thumbnails for all of the new videos that I've been putting out. And I want to turn that off by going to library and unclicking the box that says generate thumbnail. Oh shit. And there is another box here, if I could read it. Some of these tracks could be smaller than 20 kilobytes. No doubt. Oh shit. So, I guess you could set that up. Ever. I'm kind of glad I'm replacing this RAID card here. Are we live? We are live, right? I was going to hook this back up. Like, I forget what the hell I'm doing. We weren't even playing piano. But the whole show got shut down because of piano. Oh, and then we were going to play this stuff. And that's why we're here. Okay. It was just nice to know I could do
Track fried chicken funky DJ.
There we go. 1,114 files. All of these are mine. I believe so. That's a lot. I don't think I got duplicates. Should be all originals. I thought I only had like 300 left. Yeah, look, there's... never mind. But there's like 300 here, I think, in all honesty. I just don't know why I got this. I hate looking at that. A lot of problems fixing here. So, I don't know if you guys can see this, but these are cut up in seasons. Some of them are free. I'm gonna do freestyle because that's my favorite. I like to listen to myself. Freestyle, some awesome shit at high speed. So we're gonna go to the latest one we have, 454. I think we're up to 456 now. The whole season of 455 isn't even touched at all, so we have a ways to go. That's at least, I guess, a week's worth of work, because one day of just preparation to get it to a state, it can take 6 hours. Easy, man. So I think that's why with the faster core, 64, 128 threads, I'll be able to do my work faster. And much of the work isn't GPU. Got a nice GPU here. Never hit the limit that I've seen much, but I've definitely hit the C stuff to it. In these, they have auto playlist, where by a certain set of values will return X amount of tracks by using the tags up here, or like the length, or 16-bit, 24-bit, all of these choices to narrow down. So what I like to do is get the ones that we haven't played, because it even keeps track of that, in like a day, since we have so many now. or even 2 days if it becomes a 4-day stock. I'll check here, see how many we have. We had 48 minutes, or we had 48 hours in instrumentals. Here's my folder. It's too big, it really is. We got a bunch of little tiny files. And this is on like a RAID 5 system. And it's, I hope I didn't crash it. That still works. It's gonna come back. One of those, can you please email me? cwspod@gmail.com. This iPad is a USB-C. I had it Jimmy rigged last year with the Lightning port shit. Sometimes it's a nightmare to get it going, but I'm just waiting on, what's gonna work. Because I bought a $900 camera today, and I returned it within like 2 hours because it was just my fault. I read it wrong. So, a lesson to self. Don't rush it. So anyway, what's nice about these players is that they can keep track of when you played the song last. And in here, in each one of these folders, there are thousands of tracks. Some of them are 0 to 8x. But then again, I'm looking for a router that can do a VPN, hook it up to my virtual private network shit. Like, I got features I'm trying to look for, and some of them look awesome. Until you find the reviews, and they ain't talking about jack shit, but how cool it looks in the shiny ass box. Alright, so now that we have our path copied, that's the one we want, I guess, monitored. So anytime I add files, problem here is when you set this up, you have to manually highlight, which I will show you, and right click and go tag, and then click how many times have you played it, go to 1. Otherwise this feature won't work very well. It seems to only play the ones you played at least once. So make sure you do that. So we go to playlist right here. Right. Doesn't make sense to me anymore. It's like sometimes you could get me into a screaming state. And I think that's in a rare occasion, but my wife seems to get me there quite often. Used to. I think I've only been there once in the past month. But she's had her episode. Not that I'm competing or grading or anything, at least 15 times. She gets tiring after a while. So I forget what I'm doing, man. So I think my problem is I don't got the energy. And I think that's what people should tell other people. What my reason is for this. Yeah, she started it, she wanted it, but now I guess I gotta initiate it tomorrow. And so I'm gonna go print off the papers. It shouldn't be a big deal. Like, I've been through this 5 times and the papers end up disappearing. somehow. But, you know, we're always fighting for this position. And I always let everyone know where the papers are, so it ain't kept in a safe or anything like this. And you wouldn't judge me on that. You know, example. So you know, sometimes I feel if I want to laugh at a video on TV of a son kicking the balls of the dad and seeing an audience laugh with it, why can't I laugh? Man, I'm really having difficulties focusing. Do y'all realize this? And this is basically what that weed does. Like, I can barely think. However, I'm talking every second till my mouth is so dry you start seeing white shit foam up. Oh, my lips. I caught it and was like, alright, so you go to Smart Playlist. Sorry it takes me so long. And go to Smart Playlist. Add Smart Playlist. I run it like I usually go. This is working much better. So I do last played for one. But really, I don't think we can move these. So I'm going to do a better job at. We're going to do path, because that's what we got here. Is contains